Okay, we are in the final stretch of training in our off season here. Let's start a good warm up by activating some core and getting those hips to move a little bit better. In this workout, I will be using the tailgate of my truck. You can use a box or a step. Essentially, you're going into a standing pigeon pose, and you're gonna take a band and rotate away from the hip. You're gonna repeat that on the other side with the other hip, both hips. Next, we're gonna do a set of 20 band pullovers with a long-legged dead bug. Traditional dead bug, you're gonna start with a bent knee, but here I want to drop those legs down to really lengthen out those hamstrings. Drop it down into some band pullover glute bridges, activating the lats, take it to a single leg, and press those hips up towards the sky. Make sure the bum is burning before the primary exercises we're gonna do. Next, we got some anti-rotation squats. So band around the knees, take a band out to the side steps so you get some good tension. Make sure you can keep that band in front of your chest. So 5 squats into 5 hip hinges. You'll really feel this in the lateral glutes. It really connects the lateral core or oblique system with the hips quite nicely. And of course, repeat on the other side. And lastly, we're gonna pop into some goblet squats with some hip prying. Really work on prying those hips, keep a good posture. Do a couple little presses to get the thoracic spine and scap stabilizers working, everything connected. Press it out to really activate them core muscles. And even hold it out there and pry some hips. Feels good. You'll find some nice range of motion with this exercise. Hop up on that box or tailgate. Do some calf raises. If going on a high step is dangerous and you don't really have great balance, just do it on a small step. Get the arms overhead, really line things up. It just adds another degree of difficulty and just elevates the center of gravity. So it makes it a little more challenge. And then if you've got the range, drop down into a pike to really lengthen the calves and the back of the knees. Really warm up the Achilles and the calves because we're gonna be doing some jumping. Our A1 exercise, if we don't have a hex bar, we can just get a couple kettlebells and a really heavy band. We're just doing a 4 set of 5. Quick up, quick down, shake it off. And if you don't have a small box to step off from, you can perform what's called a leg swing to get a little height, and then you're gonna punch the ground and jump up onto your box or tailgate. Switch to the other leg. So you'll see a leg swing. I bring the legs together, punch the ground, throw those arms, and get up onto the back of that truck. Swing, punch, up. Our B1 exercise, we're gonna go into a Bulgarian split squats. Now we're gonna use a relatively heavy weight, one that we can do at least 7 reps, but we're only gonna do 5. So we really wanna load that nervous system up. I'm gonna move them to the side, we're gonna shake it off, and right into some Bulgarian split squat jumps. So we're using some post-activation potentiation to really prime the nervous system and get some power output. We're gonna move back into some core exercises, some anti-rotation control or chaos banded Pallof press. You'll see I got a small kettlebell on the relatively heavy purple band. Again, I am focusing on keeping my hands at my chest level, not letting it rotate me out. The faster you push, you'll see that kettlebell start to whip around, so your core has to react to that perturbation. From there, we're gonna do some overspeed swings, just using a single kettlebell, pulling a band through. Make sure it's a good strong band so it doesn't break. I don't want to see what happens or feel or experience what happens if that does. Next, we're gonna go into some pike walkouts. This is gonna be your D1 exercise. So we did the majority of the meat and potatoes of the lower exercises for this workout. Now we're just reconnecting, making sure that our core is keeping up to the power and strength that we're developing in the lower body. Set of 6 to 8 will do just fine. Right over to Jefferson curls for our D2 exercise. Now this won't be for everybody with a weight. From a lot of people, just using a dowel or a very light dumbbell is sufficient. I've got a 50-pound kettlebell, but I've worked up the strength in my backside and my spine in order to handle this safely, as well as have sufficient mobility in my lower back and my hamstrings to do this effectively and safely. Set of 5, nice and slow, really working on compression in through the trunk. So we went into some mobility, lengthening, strengthening the spine. Now we're gonna work on some static control in the backside. So the trunk is gonna be supported on the tailgate, and we're just gonna do some hip extension and popping those into a straddle to emphasize the gluteals quite nicely. Hold it up here and you can do some splits, get a little extra burn in the backside. That'll do it. Enjoy.